Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George Uman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about My Dress Up Darling Season 2 Episode 7. So, what did I think about this week's episode? So, right from the get-go, I love this week's episode, and I thought it was very fun. I thought it was very lighthearted. Also very painful in Marin's perspective, because we get to see that she's going through a lot currently in the story, specifically regarding her job and the dedication that she has to put to get to getting more gigs at her job as a model, and the struggles of being a model as a whole, which was very interesting to see. We just see her suffer through the entirety of the episode for the most part, and we also get hints at a new character that's going to be introduced, I believe, next episode, that will be very controversial to say the least, at least when we first are introduced to them next week. Now, before I go any further with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Dress Up Darling, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about this week's episode. So this week's episode starts off in a very light-hearted note, where we see that Marin's at the salon. She's getting her hair done by those people that, remember when the karaoke, how Gojo met Marin's stylist, like hairstylist? They were there, they're doing her hair, and then they're about to do her nails. And, you know, Marin's just fangirling about, like, Gojo's plushie that he won for her, you know, and they're like, oh my god, that's so cute, that's adorable. And as we see all of this, one of them's like, okay, let me get your nails now, Marin. It's like, okay, let's do this. And as he starts looking in the mirror, it's like, hey, did you gain some weight by any chance? It's like, I don't know. And then, like, another one comes in, is like, I don't know, I think you might be tripping. It's like, yeah, you might be right. I thought you just looked a little plumpier than usual. And then we see that Marin actually goes to one of her modeling assignments, like one of her jobs. And we see that she's talking to another co-worker, and they're just having fun. You know, apparently one of the co-workers, one of the models, she has a new boyfriend, and, you know, she's being very happy. Hence why she's always, like, she looks much more redder and much more lighthearted nowadays, I guess. And we see that she's like, yeah, it's amazing having this boyfriend. You know, she's showing Marin all this. We see that the talent agency lady, she shows up. And she's like, hey, Marin, can I talk to you? And she's like, yeah. Like, and she's like, oh, you know what? It's probably because she's going to be like, oh, she thinks me and Gojo are like boyfriend and girlfriend. She's going to hype us up just like she's hyping up this other model. Yeah, like, you know, this is going to be great. And then she's like, hey, Marin, did you gain weight? And then we see that Marin's like, what? And she's like, yeah, you have a photo shoot about like bikinis and swimsuits. You know, you're going to show skin. So, like, make sure you lose that weight. Got it? And then you see like this menacing aura, which was depicted on the manager or whatever's face, which was hilarious. And we see that Marin just straight up books it back to her place, and this was the funniest part of the episode, to me at least, at least some of the funnier ones. We see that pretty much she goes running. She literally dips to her house, which was hilarious. Then the first thing she does is open the closet and starts trying to put like her old cosplays, which they don't fit her because she's actually gained a couple of pounds. Which on a side tangent, or not even side tangent, on a side note, I've experienced this firsthand. Okay, little story time in my behalf. So my girlfriend, she does cosplay and all that. And I remember one time she wanted to cosplay Chizuku, because she has a Chizuku-tan cosplay, and she's done it many times in the past. And I believe we were going to a convention, and she wanted to test it out like the day prior. And sadly, the cosplay did not fit her anymore, and she was like, "Oh man." And hey, in the bright side, it motivated her to lose some weight. That's what she told me. So, you know, you gotta pick and choose. You know, the bad situation turned into a positive, and that's when Marin's like, oh man, I gotta lose weight, because she's the only one that fits her is the Veronica one, which looks extremely tight. Which, hey, I ain't complaining. You know, a little tighter looks good. Because they gave Marin, you know, she's all pressed, and we eventually see that she starts noticing her tummy, and she sees a little like extra skin, you know, extra meat. And Marin's like, oh no, I have gained weight, no. And she's like, how is this possible? And then she like goes with her friends, and then her friends are like, what? You gained weight? I couldn't even notice. And Marin's like, yeah, and she looks all depressed. And then Noah was like, oh, no wonder you looked a little different when you were wearing the Ray outfit and stuff. Like, I noticed you gained a couple of weights maybe. And Marin starts like shaking her, like, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you tell me this? And you see Noah's like, well, why would I tell you, bro? Like, I didn't think you cared. And we see that she's like, oh my god. It's like, oh wait, like, how about the Ray clothes? Those fit you perfectly, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, well, what's the difference? Like, you said that you couldn't tell the difference while wearing the outfit because it was your old measurements. And we see that pretty much the big reveal is that she's like, oh, I get it. It's because that extremely powerful bra and like sweatpants that you were wearing, you know, made you look slimmer than you actually are. You know, it tucked you in. And Marin's like, oh man, it sucks. Like, I gotta go on a diet. So, you know, she goes eventually to Gojo's place. You know, they're eating, you know, Grandpa Wakana, Gojo, and herself, and they're just eating. And Gojo's like, hey man, like, you know, here's some leftovers. Go, you know, make sure you eat them for breakfast tomorrow. So yeah, well, no problem. And Marin's like, you know what? It's still warm. I'm just gonna eat them when I get home. And I was like, oh no, I've seen this so many times in the past where people say, oh man, why am I gaining weight? I don't know. Is it because you're eating like 7 meals a day? Because apparently that's what Marin's been doing, because she breaks it down. It's like, she says that she eats breakfast, then she eats school breakfast, then she eats lunch, then she has an extra dessert, then she eats the leftovers at night. Like, it was like, bro, what? And we see that eventually she has to talk to Gojo and like about like, oh, I gotta lose weight. And she looks defeated. Like, she looks like, you know, like dead, and she's dead inside, which was hilarious. And when she sees that, she's pretty much like, oh my god, like, yeah, I gotta lose some weight because I'm so sorry, your cosplays don't fit me anymore. And Gojo's like, it's fine, I can resize them. She's like, what, for real? It's like, yeah, it's fine. She's like, no, you know what, I'm not gonna make you do any of that trouble. I'm gonna lose some weight. And Gojo's like, okay, well, I don't understand how you gain weight though, because you've been coming over to my place all the time and we're like eating healthy and stuff. We don't really eat like anything that would make you like gain a bunch of weight. And then Marin's like, yeah, well, I just like eat a lot of like treats when I get home. It's like, oh, like what kind of treats? Like, oh, the extra carbs. And then he's like, what? And then he's like, he figures it out. You know, he starts clicking it together. It's like, wait, don't tell me like the leftovers that I gave you, you eat them that same night. She's like, yeah. And then we see this hilarious scene where Gojo starts calculating all the calories. And I don't know if this is true or not, because I don't think she can eat this much, but I could be wrong. He calculates that she'd be eating like approximately like 50,000 calories a day, which I doubt, but it was extremely hilarious just seeing like the number itself. For anybody who doesn't know, it's recommended for normal, depending on your diet. You know, it might be fluctuating. I believe the average, you know, person should be consuming at least 2,000 calories, I guess. So 50,000, that's insane. But I don't know if that's real or not, but the 50,000 number, but it was just hilarious. Anyway, how we start nearing the end of the episode is eventually Marin's like, okay, let's go talk about this like diet and stuff. How about we go hang out at the park tomorrow? So okay, it's like, what are we gonna do? It's like, it's a surprise. And then we see that she eventually, the surprise was that she bought new socks, that she wanted to test out, you know, these fluffy long socks. And she's like, okay, by the way, another surprise. Here, Gojo, take some pictures of me. And Gojo's like, okay, here, I'm gonna take some pictures. Like, no, here's a surprise. And she hands over this Canon camera, this DSLR camera. And Gojo's face is like, what in the world just happened? And we see that Marin pretty much explains like, yeah, like, okay, so remember how I wanted that camera like a long time ago? Well, yeah, I got it. And then he's like, yeah, I get that, but how? It's like, oh, well, you see, I've been grinding nonstop on my job over and over and over and over, you know, in my modeling gig, and eventually I started saving enough money that I could purchase this camera. And Gojo's like, how much was this camera? It's like, it was 80,000 yen, which I did some calculations. Apparently it's like $500 and something, which is extremely expensive. Especially for a high school student doing part-time. But hey, she worked her butt off and she got this camera. And you see Gojo just like, man, she's very scary, because whatever she puts her mind into it, she can definitely get. And how we start, like, how the episode really ends is that, as you know, they start taking these pictures, you know, Gojo's like, you know, infatuated with her, and we got this beautiful POV shot where we see that Gojo's like taking pictures of her all over the place, and these pictures look great, you know, the quality, you know, the still frames and everything. And we see that Marin's like, yeah, I want to actually, like, since I'm not gonna be cosplaying, since I gained weight, I'm gonna be like, Akane's gonna go to this cosplay convention, and I want to go so I can be the photographer and take some pictures of him. And she's like, okay, cool. It's like, well, actually, yeah, I want to go to that event too. It's like, and Marin's like, oh, Gojo, you want to cosplay? Like, what? Didn't tell me. It's like, no. So I've been talking to this person online, and this person is like teaching. I want to learn more about how to make props, like weapon props and stuff like that for, you know, cosplays and stuff. So I've been contacting this person in my, you know, online. And Marin's like, oh, really? Like, yeah. It's like, okay. And then you see like shows them the message. It's like, oh, that's awesome. And we see that pretty much after the episode ends, is that Marin's like, okay, well, there's one person I want to take a picture of before we call it a day, and that person is your grandpa. And then we go back to Marin, Gojo's place, where Marin takes a picture of him, and it was very sweet. He's like, that's the most important person I want to take a picture of. And that's a very sweet and lighthearted note to end the episode, as well as we get some cliffhanger where we see like, oh, who's this person that Gojo's talking to? Like, what's that about? That's something that's gonna be developed in the next episode, which I can't wait to see. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more My Dress Up Darling, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.